I just built 4 offshore mining rigs to exploit deep sea resource vents, and now it's time to figure out how to get the stuff back home. Based off my own thinking and everyone's suggestions, I'm going to be using a crate mod cargo ship to retrieve the resources from the rigs. The only problem is there currently aren't any large enough waterways for a cargo ship to make the trip back. Today, I'm going to try to fix this by designing 2 new vehicles to help me dig a massive canal across my continent. First time in a while, I don't know how to start the video. Well, I mean, I know what we're going to be doing. Oh, there's a phantom. I just don't know what to say. Well, how about this? I got a new computer, so we should see better performance now, even in the worst parts of the world. Right now, we're over 100 frames per second, which is pretty nice. Not gonna... go away. That's not very nice. I'm gonna go inside. But yeah, I may sound different as well this video because I am using a temporary mic. It's a Blue Yeti mic, so I actually used it for a long time and it was fine. It's just not quite as good as my usual thing. But yeah, I'm hoping that the new computer will help out. That kind of delayed this video. I'm getting started kind of late. I was going to build the ship. We are not going to do that today because I don't have time. But there is some other stuff that we could do. So last time, no, it was the time before last, I dragged my ship. I don't know where it is, it's somewhere over here. I dragged my ship all the way from here, from the shipyard, around this channel and through this little river. You can see the places where I widened it. I had to widen this here and dredge it, and to get the ship out through that. And that was a nightmare, and it barely fit the ship. And the ship is like 11 blocks wide, so it's not even that big of a ship. Yeah, here it is right here. This thing could barely fit through there, and it's not that big. It's certainly not the size of a cargo ship. And look, I'm gonna build a cargo ship to bring this stuff home. I was debating on that before, probably leaning toward that, but everybody in the comments was like, yeah, you should build a cargo ship. So yeah, we're gonna do that. I am not gonna teleport stuff home. Does this look like a cargo ship can fit through here? Not really. 2 things we need to figure out. Where are we gonna put the canal, and how are we gonna dig the canal? And the first one, I think I have a plan. So there's this little bay here, and it's just a little bit south of where I already went, and it is gonna be too shallow. But dredging is better than starting from scratch, I think. And if we added a diagonal canal here, we could blow this up and dig this out, widen this so that we come down here. Then we could just take out this part here, or not. I don't really care. We'll just get rid of it. We'll go around it. We'll do whatever. We'll widen this. And then we can go through here. Then there's already some water here. We can blow it up and dredge it out. And then we're off on our merry way into the ocean. So I'm going to go down there with my ship right now, and we are going to start scouting the area. And of course, I also have a plan for how we're going to dig this canal. Nighttime's here. Maybe I can pass the voyage sleeping. That would be cool because it's kind of a long trip. Good morning, guys. Here we are. See, look at that. Right in the land. I might have rammed it. Not really sure. I was asleep, so who knows. But I do want to get my my little rowboat here and take this off of the ship. So here's the ruined colony that I was seeing from the map. We're looking at this right here. So we just came through here. We went, there's a ship, we went around. Oh, is this all separate? That's separating me from like this bog over here? Really? Another little impediment. Oh, so this thing is basically an island, and that's out of our way. We would want to instead go this way through the forest. That's the end of the water. This is where it starts to get elevated. So, is there a valley around here that we can go through? There's not. I mean, there's a valley that way. That's not the way we want to go, but it gets much taller here. But we could... Well, this is kind of a valley. That's like a cave. Oh, I missed our turn. I wasn't supposed to go that way. I was supposed to go this way. Oh, it's this part. And that is the ocean that we tried to get to. Okay. But how are we going to get rid of all this? Surely not all of it's going to be TNT, right? I mean, I don't know if I have that much TNT. This is a tank, and it has a cannon. But cannons aren't the only thing you can put on tanks. You can do other things with tanks. This is also a tank. But this is a mining tank. As you can see right here, we've got a big bank of drills. And okay, if I were to spin this the other direction, you'll see that it starts breaking the blocks in front of it. If I drive the tank forward, okay, cool, we're driving the tank forward. You can see that it mines the ground. Well, kind of. It's not perfect. It actually, it has a little bit of problems. It needs some work. This is a very basic prototype. Why are we not reversing? Oh. It, like, annihilated some stuff. Awesome. Crisis averted. Look, so we can drive forward, and then you impact the blocks, and you can even do this diagonally. It's not amazing, but it works. You can basically build a tank that is a mobile drilling machine. This opens up a lot of cool possibilities for what we can do, like entire suites of construction equipment, mining equipment. And this is just a very basic prototype. So I'm thinking we're gonna need 2 machines for today, and we'll build more in a different time, but there's 2 specialized machines I want. I want a machine that is just an all-terrain drill tank that you can go and drill whatever you want with, basically. And then the second machine I want is more specialized. I want a floating dredging machine. Now that might sound hard, but that's not going to actually be a tank or a car. It's going to be based off a boat. Added the control system in here that I designed for the tank because it's really small and I already know how to make it. I started redesigning and I was like, why am I doing this? I have a good working design that's already tiny. So it has no power connected to it now because it needs a bigger power plant. It needs a diesel engine this time. Unlike the little kerosene engine that the tank had, we're going to be using the same engine that we used on the tank. Or not the tank, the Corvette. And the reason for this is mainly because it has to power a lot of drills. Heck, we might even need 2 of these. I don't really know. Here's what I really want. I'm looking forward to. A bigger tank for fuel. That is gonna be a lot better. Although I could also literally just hook this up since it's diesel to the same line as the Corvette and then just pull diesel into here. I finally realized what I made, and it's basically a snowcat. I accidentally built something very similar to one of those things, and if you don't know what it is, I'll put a picture of it up on screen. They kind of are specific to ski hills, so if you're not near snow, then you might not have seen them. So I'm about to find out if this crashes my game or not. I'm actually kind of concerned. Last thing I wanted to do is like corrupt this world, and then I lose this. Maybe I should make a backup. I'm about to try to save a schematic of a physics entity like this so that I don't have to rebuild it, but now I'm not sure I want to do that. Let me go make a backup, I guess. Okay, now I don't care if it crashes the game. What should I call this thing? How about mining cat instead of snowcat? Cat stands for something though. Let me actually look that up. It may not be relevant, but I'm gonna name it that either way. Okay, it just saved and didn't break it. Let's see if it actually loads. Oh, it does. Okay. That's really good to know. I wish I'd known that sooner, because I rebuilt the tank and everything like a couple times. But I bet you're wondering how this thing works, by the way. Speaking of working. So, it has its pros and its cons. Its pros are it can move anywhere and is not fixed to a minecart rail and you don't have to rebuild anything. Its cons are it's a relatively small amount of drills compared to what you could build just on a minecart. And it's also hard to align it, and you can't just like drive it straight back into terrain. You kind of have to just shake it off the edge without you can't like just go straight back. It'll get stuck because of the way physics entities work. Here, watch this. Like, you can drive it straight back into this hill and it'll mine a little ways. but it eventually gets stuck. When it has something on either side of it is when it gets stuck. So what you really have to do is kind of just start digging like this, then go back as far as you can, and then change it, and then come in from the side. And if it has something on one side of it, like right there, it doesn't have problems. And if it's empty on one side, then it can just kind of keep going. Also, it can't deal with going underneath another block. This would not be suitable for literally burrowing a tunnel into the ground. Granted, I didn't make it with that in mind, but still, it couldn't really do that. I guess my point is that it is in a lot of ways less practical than just building a gigantic line of drills attached to a one minecart. It's honestly, that would be faster for a lot of circumstances. The thing about this is it's cool and it's mobile, so you don't have to rebuild anything when you do that. So I'm gonna go and design that other thing now, obviously, and I look forward to trying this out on the world and seeing if it's actually worth the trouble. Before I even bother trying to make this look halfway decent, I just need to make sure it's actually gonna work at all or work the way I'm hoping. So I am like 99% sure that if I do this, let's assemble this into a ship and then get a floater. Whoa, there we go. Yep, it floats. Maybe it even you could say it flies. What we gonna do with this? How's this gonna work? It actually, wow, would you look at that? Look, I guess it's all done. So I'm gonna have this be able to be raised up, basically, so that you can just float on the surface and not have to dredge if you don't want to and not get stuck. I do want to try something. It might be kind of cheesy, but if it works, it would be really convenient. If I assemble that, now I've got a contraption on the physics entity. So here, does moving the physics entity count as moving the contraption? I don't think it does. That would have been really convenient. I mean, because it technically is moving it, but it's not moving it in relation to the physics entity, which is what it's attached to. It's not... If it were built on the world and then you stuck it onto this thing, then it might count it as moving in relation to the world. You see, I'm just trying to find out if there's a way that I can exploit the thing. Like, when you normally get a contraption, you just start moving it and it just powers, like, the drills. I'm trying to exploit that so that I don't have to build, like, a big engine on this thing to power everything. Okay, here. Take 2 of my genius idea. Oh, heck no. That's not what I want. Go a little bit further. Come on. Come on. There we go. Oh, yeah. Let's see. How's this gonna work? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's moving it. And look, you could see it. It was spinning the drills when you went forward. Because it's taken into account the movement. Of course, now I'm not able to move this. I can't turn it. I literally cannot turn it. Okay, this is totally not gonna work. I have no idea what to do with this now. Just go away. I don't even care. Goodbye. So I ended up just doubling down on making it look like a frog. So here, this is the frog pontoon boat. It actually looks pretty normal once you stick this under the water. It's just kind of insane when it's above the water. So back here we've got another diesel engine and it needs 2 cylinders, unfortunately. But it's fine. We have a lot of diesel and it can run the drills really fast. And if you want to actually use it, you just lower this thing down. The one problem is as you do that, it changes the weight and you have to remove some of the floaters in order for it to sit properly in the water. And now I'm bouncing and it's staying. I think I have to remove 2 more. Yeah, about like that. As far as the mechanics for breaking this stuff, I just use a ship helm to drive this. I don't, like, there's no point in trying to make this have propellers. That'd be way too difficult to maneuver. So you can see if we drive this direction, it's reasonably fast. It turns really well because it's a ship helm. And when you hit it, it will start breaking it. I've noticed that the slower you go, and if you're kind of hands off on it, it will use its own momentum and will go forward. And we'll get out of whack way less. So you just have to be a little bit more careful, I guess, when moving this thing. Instead of being overzealous like this, you just start to fall underwater. So we're gonna go back to the other world now. We've got our 2 machines. Both of these are gonna be on Patreon as well. This one's probably gonna be free for like all of the paid tiers. I don't think I can make it free for free members. I'll have to check though. Yeah, there we go. See, that was pretty quick. Where did the creative thing go? Right here. So if I do this, I want to make this Corvette diesel. That should be pulling diesel now from the same place the Corvette is, which will be nice. I need to grab a gasoline bucket as well, and I need a ship helm to assemble this, and then we're ready to go, I think. How much of this is going to break? Anyways, let's go. Assemble. Okay, here we go. Nothing broke. Sweet. Although I bet I'm going to have to break and replace some stuff. There goes the air. There we go. 100,000 stress units. So, we are done here. I need to get a linked controller to move this thing. I forgot about that, darn it. I can't be bothered to go get a link controller right now. That just sounds annoying, and I have to go to the other world and like screenshot what my stuff was. I am not trying to program it again. Let's go build that other thing, and then I will go actually figure that out. This one doesn't need a linked controller anyways. Process here is basically going to be the same as it was on the last thing. It's just, we're actually going to be floating this time, I guess, on the water. And well, I don't need that. I actually had another one of these things. Come on, dude, you've got... They weren't actually connected. That sucks. I didn't realize. Well, I rebuilt the front of the ship onto the ship. I didn't really realize that it wasn't actually connected, because it's not when this is up, which it's kind of funny. So I can start moving this right now, and I'm going to take it in that direction over there and go through this river, I guess. Yeah, we kind of needed to dredge it anyways, and it'll give me some practice. I don't know, guys, it seems like it works pretty decently. I mean, I don't have to like worry about durability or my inventory filling up because I'm just ignoring everything down there. I don't care. But I'm going to just keep going here and actually activate a time lapse so that this doesn't take all day. We are now right here, which is like, I mean, from the ocean, that's probably like halfway, or a little bit less than halfway, which is where we're gonna have to end this video, unfortunately, because I don't have any more time to record. I have to go edit, otherwise there is not gonna be a video, and that would be very sad. But like I said, I did have, like, was kind of behind because I was setting up a new computer, and there's some IRL stuff going on, so here we are. I will next time be working on making a cargo ship, most likely, and I'll be fitting in continuing this canal around that somehow, or I don't know if it's going to be a standalone video, probably not. But oh yeah, before I forget, I would like to add the name to this ship and the hull number, because I asked you guys to pick that out a couple videos ago, and we have a good suggestion. So I'll put it up on screen, but the name that I picked is the SCS, Sbeev's Create Ship Brass Horizon. That's a pretty good name. It's got the most likes. I think it's all around pretty solid. We're going to do that. And they also suggested a hull number of 27, because 27 pages in the recipe list or material list for the schematic. We'll go with that as well. And I think I can actually represent it on the ship pretty well. So here, let's put a sign. Sbeev's Create Ship Brass Horizon. So now that's the name, and for a hull number of 27, it's not too hard to make 27 out of 4 blocks. I would like to put it on the side of the ship if I can. Like, see here, you can do a 2 pretty easily with 4 blocks. And then you can do, well, just remove that, and then it's a 7. Yep, you can tell. Yep, and there it is on the other side. You can definitely tell. That is pretty good. Thanks for the suggestion, guys. It is now actually complete with its name and its hull number. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like and hit that subscribe button down below. Thanks for watching. I've been Sbeev. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time.